Welcome back to the Tide Here. This is Mike, and today I want to talk to you about the revenge of the bubble mailer, the Walmart exclusive retro packaging, retro figures. And I got to tell you, it's a mixture of excitement that you finally get something and disappointment that it's crushed. And I was kind of crushed to see they have gone back to this. I've gotten several figures actually mailed to me that showed up in what I would consider reasonable condition and acceptable condition, and I'm okay with it. But then we're back to this again. So I'm going to talk about this. We're going to go over this, and I'm going to show you some of the figures I've gotten mailed to me in decent shape. And we're going to talk about this and more coming up. So before I get into this, I do want to answer a lot of questions, head off a lot of people that are going to say negative things, but I'm going to show you that this is why I collect the Joes like this, because this is pretty much 90% of what I pick up for Star Wars. So Star Wars Black Series, I don't really get too deep into it, but I really like when they put these retro card backs out. I can display the figures, you can see the entire figure, and you see the card back. It's reminiscent. This is what I felt Star Wars Black Series should have been from day one. And they don't do this for every figure, and these are all reissue figures that we've already seen. Same kind of thing that's going on with G.I. Joe, but this, I like this 1,000 times more than the other stuff they're putting out that I have no connection to. Right, so I got the Crimson Guard. It came in looking like this in this bubble mailer. That looks pretty rough, but I am disappointed in this. But man, it's exciting to actually get the Crimson Guard and in the retro color. And I do look at them side by side. I actually didn't dig out my standard one, but this is just rough. This is crushed, just crushed, and I'm crushed over it. I'm not going to return it right now, of course, and there's a few other problems that I have with Walmart. So I'm going to get into that as I get into talking about Zartan, because I have a really serious problem with my Zartan pre-order. And with this guy here, great looking figure. Obviously an opener if I can find someone to keep sealed, because I like to have them on the card back, but then maybe open one. So definitely I would open this guy when I find a good one in good condition. But if I don't find another one in good condition, there's some other things you can do with this, by the way. And so right on camera here, you can kind of crunch it down a little bit. You can lay this flat and flatten this out, and then you can add just a hair dryer at a distance for a short period, like 10 seconds at a distance, and then try to reshape it a little bit. So there's things you can do with it to try to make it look just a little bit better. And so with that, I mean, and people are like, why do you care about packaging? And I understand that there's a lot of people that open and just throw their packaging away. That's not me, and I just showed you that with my Star Wars collection. And again, if you spent a decade and tens of thousands of dollars collecting vintage Star Wars cartage, you'd understand why keeping it sealed is so important. But anyway, great looking figure overall, though. It looks fantastic. I love this line, and I wish every Joe, you had the option to buy every G.I. Joe figure like this. I mean, if it was like one of those things that you're going to get the first run, and then we're going to get a retro of it, and I would probably switch to 100% just buying them in retro. It actually looks like it peeled from the card back, too. So it's pretty much darn open, not sealed. But anyhow, that's what the back looks like. So it's a great looking figure, great looking card back. Let's go ahead and get into talking about what I ordered and why I ordered it and how it came in. So if you're looking at Walmart, you're probably seeing these. You're sick of looking at these probably, but it was good for me. I ordered them full price off the internet, off of Walmart.com, and then all of them showed up with some level of damage. They compensated me for it. I got rid of all of those, and I have good quality ones. Getting them from the store, it's really nice to walk in the store and buy them from the store, pick through 4 or 5 of them and get the perfect one for yourself. So I hope that these all show up at stores. But the problem with this guy is he's a troop builder, and he's a troop builder that's already hard to get the first go around. So he's going to be a troop builder that's still hard to get. And with that, he's probably going to fly off shelves. So getting this package at Walmart is going to be really hard. And getting these at Walmart, you could go to just try to pick 2 or 3 Walmarts. You'd get every one of these figures, and probably in decent condition, better than if they mail them to you. So now I got these guys. Now I missed the pre-order on him completely, entirely, 100% completely missed the pre-order on him. But I pre-ordered 3 of him because it was like a knee-jerk reaction, and I was thinking maybe somebody will trade me a Zartan for a Storm Shadow or whatever. So this is not what I expected. I think you can still get plenty of him online right now. $25, $30. And for a while there, they were asking $40 straight from Walmart.com. That wasn't a third-party seller. So now they're down to like $28. Maybe they're going to go a little cheaper. I think $25 is what they should be selling it for. But I am really happy that I got my hands on them, and I paid the $30. I was okay with it because his Storm Shadow is by far my favorite G.I. Joe character, and even though he's not G.I. Joe, he's a bad guy. But I got a problem with the Zartan. And so, not that there's a problem with the way it's shipped. Look how good they look. They actually look really good. I'm going to pan up a little bit and show that the card back looks really good. The bubble looks really good. They put it in a box. It's a little curvy and wavy. It's not a big deal. But this was like, oh yeah, that looks pretty good, because I ordered it directly from them. This wasn't from the pre-order. This wasn't like one showed up and they shipped one. I ordered two at a time. I ordered this and Storm Shadow, and they both showed up in a box, packed very well, and I was very, very pleased with how they arrived. So when this guy arrived, I was shocked. Like, we went back in time to the bubble mailer thing. But the other thing is, I ordered 3 of these. I prepaid for them, and I thought it was strange that they prepaid because I paid through PayPal. But I prepaid for them, and I don't have those 3 yet, but the ones in stock will ship. So when's my pre-order showing up? So I've got a pre-order of 3 of these hanging out in limbo. I have no idea when they're coming, so I guess I will have to call Walmart and get that straightened out. I don't understand what's going on with that pre-order. And it doesn't give me an option to cancel it online, so I will have to call them. With that, they say can remove items from your pre-order, so I don't know if that's going to count as canceling, but I'd rather have somebody there at least validate it for me. So that's going to be probably a long conversation, because I'm gonna bring this one up, and I'm gonna see if they can send me a replacement or something like that. But then we have the back of this one, which there's his card back, which I'm sure they took his mental illness off of the card back, if it's even on there. But, yeah, I'm kind of excited now. As for the figure itself, I think it looks really good. Very cartoon accurate. Still has some styling to it to keep it with the G.I. Joe Classified. He's not 100% cartoon like Super 7's is going to be, but I'm really pleased with it. I think it looks good overall. I've already got a Zartan, and, you know, Zartan is my mascot. It's my Zartan mascot. Why not just spend like $150 on a SDCC and just get it straight up? Because I don't want to. I shouldn't have to. But anyway, get this $25. Now, another thing I want to point out is that if you're getting this, ordering this with something else, you have to at $24.99 to get it free shipping. And so that's why I ordered both 2 at the same time. And ordering 2 at the same time, actually 2 figures at once, is going to get you shipped in a box. So we're going to take a look at Storm Shadow. I do want to zoom in on this little wrinkle I got here. I got a little wrinkle on it. I'm pleased with this. And I am pleased. I don't know what was on there, like a little shaving of something. So it's not perfect. By far, it's not perfect. But I'd much rather have a couple of dents and dings, minor imperfections, than not have it at all. But $30, you're paying a premium. I mean, $25 is a premium for these. These figures shouldn't be $25, but and they're just putting back out the same figure that's already been out. So $30 is a lot, but it's one of those things. It's kind of like a Boba Fett tax. We got a Storm Shadow tax, and they know Storm Shadow is going to sell. I think Storm Shadow is a much more interesting character than Snake Eyes. Now, the Snake Eyes I pre-ordered didn't show up yet. I don't even care. I mean, I don't even care. If they just cancel it, I don't get one. No big deal. No big deal at all. I got a Storm Shadow, so I'm pretty darn happy with all of this. Here is his back of his card. Now, I'm not going to open this one. I might down the road find, like, if I get a beat up and dented up one, I'm going to open one. Definitely, because he's my favorite. And I'm sure I'll find one. I'm wondering if they hit stores. Has anyone seen them in their stores? That would be interesting. But with it, I am going to pull out the standard Storm Shadow so we can do a side-by-side. So this is definitely a dirty, sick joke that has what played on it. So first of all, we got this one first, which I thought was a decent version. I mean, I'm not against this figure at all. I don't hate it at all. I just like more of the classic look a little bit more. So then we go from we had the gauntlets, so we still felt a little bit like the classified, like kind of a Fortnite look going on with it, and some different coloration to the bow. And let's get up here to the accessories, but we've got the white on it instead of red and that kind of stuff. So I mean, I really don't know. It doesn't, to me, that doesn't really matter. In fact, with it being the retro, I figured they would have left that paint app off. But then again, the price point, they would require the paint app, I guess. So either one is fine. Like, it's not that big of an improvement that makes that big of a difference. But the packaging makes it for me, knowing it's a little bit better of a figure. But then you start looking and it's like, okay, so this is not white. This is like kind of off-white, almost yellow right here and here. It does look a little different and interesting, but I kind of would have rather had that bright white, just kind of like you would expect. But other than that, both figures look great. I'm perfectly fine having this on my shelf and then rocking this one in the package, and that's kind of how I'm going to go. But I'm wondering if we're going to see these in the store, and with that, I mean, it's the exact same figure. But I'm not going to lie, they did us dirty because we didn't know this was coming. We all jumped on the bandwagon buying these, pre-ordering these, getting these, happy to have them too. And then, oh, guess what? This is coming. And then, oh, guess what's coming with a $5 premium at Walmart.com. Pre-order sold out in like minutes when it first came up. So anyhow, I'm happy with it. I'm pleased with it. I'm curious if you have one or you're happy with yours. So let me know what you guys think about this Revenge of the Bubble Mailer. Have you had problems getting stuff shipped from Walmart? And is it the same kind of situation? Are you having trouble finding any of these figures? Have you had success finding them at retail? I know we have a huge Walmart reset coming, so it'd be nice to hear what parts of the country are getting them. Are you getting them in multiple cases at once? Is it showing up and selling out right away? Those kinds of things, because this is exciting. This is fun. These are the things I like the most about collecting G.I. Joe classified. And yes, the other packaging has the advantage of opening up and then putting them back in the package and still looking new. But with this, there's ways to open this up. And when I do open some up, I will show that too on camera. Because if it doesn't happen on camera, it didn't really happen, right? Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think about all this. Like and subscribe. Tidarium Hanger out.